Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Nowhere Profit, where today we are probably doomed. So, good news. I did manage to play enough off-camera to unlock all the convoy perks for the Pioneers. They're neat. I think they have some cool stuff going on. I found that the blast stuff was a lot harder to work out, a lot harder to get working than I thought it was going to be, just because the AI really focuses everything they have on killing any unit you have with blast, it seems like. And given the amount of cheap and incredibly effective removal in the game, I very rarely got to attack with a blast unit, except in situations where the enemy had guys with taunt, who make blast very difficult to use, because you're not allowed to just attack in such a way that the blast hits the taunt unit. You have to directly attack the taunt unit, which obviously means that, like, ordnance runners are completely disabled by taunt, and it's frustrating. But, just to be clear, here's our deal. We have a bunch of guys who are reasonably defensive. We have some blast trickery. We have the demolitions expert, who sets everybody's life to 1, which makes blast very effective, obviously. And then we just have some, like, generally good cards. We have a couple of stalwarts. It feels like a pretty sturdy deck. Sturdy is a good change of pace for us, especially as we move up onto this higher difficulty. It means we should not be constantly bleeding people. The other piece of good news, I guess, hold on. Also, what our perks are. There's more obstacles on the battlefield, on both sides of the battlefield. We have a 50% chance to go second in combat, which is sometimes cool, and sometimes a real bummer in terms of lost tempo. It really depends on the opponent. What this really means is they have that turn where they only have 3 energy, and then on our first turn we have 4 energy. So, whenever we destroy an obstacle, we gain 1 hope, which obviously is a big deal. Luxury items in shops are 10% cheaper. This probably does nothing almost all the time. And we get to start the game with a trench shovel, which is that piece of equipment that lets us build cover for 1 energy. I have found it to be very useful. The other piece of good news is I unlocked one of the other new leader classes. I encountered the domes of plants with the children near them, I made friends with the children, and so we have here the Stalker. I think the Stalker's gimmick is actually going to combine pretty well with our blast shenanigans. So we have field camouflage here, give somebody stealth. If they already have stealth, they get +1/+0 instead. That's fine, not great, probably a card that gets removed from the deck fairly often. We got a push and a pull. We got a couple of bolsters. And then we also have a couple of cards that do this. Now, Marked is a new status effect that came into the game with the last patch, which is why we've not seen a lot of it. A marked unit can always be attacked by enemy units. It's kind of like all your guys have stealth for the purpose of attacking that one guy. And whenever he takes damage, he takes 2 extra damage, which obviously is very good with Blast. It also has this double tap card, which is a little bit like Shot in that it does 2 damage, but because it's 2 instances of damage, it's better with Marked. We get to start with a Mangler Trap, which seems like a fantastic card. A 2/6 for 2 in the leader deck, so it can't get wounded. Like, I know it can't attack or anything, but still, seems very useful. And then Shot, Burning Brand, which marks a guy or murders the entire hell out of him, and then Beast Call, which is, fine. Beast Call's always fine. So, I'm excited. I think this is a powerful setup. I think our gimmick actually plays well with our cards. Now it's just a matter of actually surviving the first area on Doomed, which we have been pretty bad at in the past. And that's a classic SB move there. As soon as I'm talking about how things don't go well or how I screw up, all of a sudden it's we and not me. You guys are really letting me down out here. Alright, so we have healing, trade goods, and food up there. Obviously, we could take the bottom path and do a crossover. We do have batteries. And it wouldn't be a big deal to double back from the fight to the heal. I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to get this extra food node and try to hire on some new people. Okay, path ahead was blocked. These guys want batteries. Well, I don't want to give them batteries. Combat on Doomed is obviously very dangerous, but at the same time, we do need XP. So, let's pull some cards out of our combat deck. We really don't want to be playing workers. Obviously, workers are pretty bad. Let's not run both the ordnance runners. Union Grenadier blows up opposing obstacles. Remember, each obstacle is a hope, so this guy does do something. What do we at? 17 cards here? I mean, raiders are fine, but not exciting. Maybe we drop the raiders and just go into combat like this. I like the sturdy guys. I want the guys with the toughness. Signal bearer is fine, not great. 14 cards is good. We'll leave these guys in reserve to be rotated in for the enemies that are for the units that take wounds. Okay, now here's a problem. We do know the enemy goes first, so maybe we want to keep the sweeper. First turn sweeper is potentially good. A lot comes down to what the opponent chooses to do. I think we're gonna drop these and keep these three. I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of hoping, wow, that's a play. That's a thing you're allowed to do. If you want to scratch some rocks, I'm not here to stop you. Hey look, we drew the beast call anyway. Apparently we put it back on the top of the deck. Same with this stalwart. So here's a tricky thing. Obviously it doesn't feel great to play the demolitions expert right now because we're only lowering the health of one enemy and only by a little bit. But if we don't... if we play the sweeper first to try to start generating damage on the opponent, and then play the demolitions expert afterward, then we're making our sweeper super killable. I'm really not sure what the right thing to do is in situations like this. We could just pop that guy and scrap a follower looking for something we can play on too, because we have some twos. But I think I'm just going to establish this and potentially take 3 in the face. I know we can't afford to do that forever. I think I am going to field camouflage him too, just in case they have a slash to kill the rock. I don't want them killing my sniper. Our sniper is a vital part of our plan. Okay, Spark Shaman's a little bit of a problem. So we could play double tap on this guy into make Warden. We just play the Stalwart and accept that the Stalwart gets wounded in exchange for me not taking 3 damage. It's tough to guarantee that we'll be okay. And we're 1 energy short of Demolitions Expert into double tap on the 4/5, which obviously would be pretty good. Let's go to the opponent's face. We could bolster this guy and have him just eat the 3/1, I guess. And if I had 1 more energy so that I could do that and then play Stalwart, I think that would be the move. Now we'll just go to the opponent's face, get him nice and low, and then play... We could play Warden behind cover to ensure that they don't kill it. I think I'm going to just play the... Well, if I play the Warden and it dies, then their leader doesn't die next turn, which obviously is a bummer. I think I'm just going to play the Stalwart and make them run into it. I know, taking wounds already, but we have to not lose a lot of health here. And I think Beast Call is unlikely to be useful, so... Okay, that's a good card. That's interesting. I'm pretty happy that happened. Are they actually going to kill my 4/6? That bolster... Okay, I was going to say the bolster play suggests that they have 1 more thing, because otherwise why would they have done that? Alright, we get a nice early blessing on the sniper. That's pretty good for us. 3 damage and 1 wound is not so bad for a combat. I mean, obviously, you like 3 damage and 0 wounds, but not always a possibility. 27 free food is fine early on. And I think combat XP is going to be really important, both because we need to know what kinds of cards the Stalker gets access to as they level up, and also because some of those epic level cards are pretty good. Alright, so here at the market we have 7 batteries worth of bones to sell. These Ruster Shells give our constructs bonus damage. We do have a construct already. Who's in the follower recruitment? Well, honestly, Blackstar Overseer is totally fine. Looter is okay. Menace is kind of interesting, too. How many batteries do we actually want to spend here? It might be a good idea for us to take on a lot of people early so that we can rotate people out. Black Star Hitman is also kind of interesting. So if we just bought... We could spend 21 batteries on the non-wounded guys right now. We'd still have an awful lot to work with. I'm going to do that. We're going to recruit fairly aggressively. Just because you gotta have people. Also, the earlier we can hit the 50-person caravan threshold, obviously, the better that'll be. Then, do we want to buy the Ruster Shells? It would be nice to have an armor that's effectively heal 1 at the beginning of each combat. And then we don't buy any food because we know we're headed toward a food node already. I'm going to do it. It's just 12 batteries. Every once in a while we'll get some value out of spiked construction, but mostly it'll just be an armor. And probably it's worth it as just an armor. Alright. Let us continue. We should have plenty of food and hope. We happen upon a small number of stranded wagons. Gaunt figures came stumbling out of them. I'll give you a valuable item in exchange if you share your food with us. It's a fair amount of food. Alright. A buried skyship. Well, I was headed in that direction anyway. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We do not have enough food to get where we're going, but the Ruster Swarm might drop food. So remember, we'd have to use food at the healing node, too. I guess we'll see how this goes. Maybe we'll have to change the plan a little bit. Let's pull in the Black Star Overseer for you. It's not exactly the same combat role, but... Enemy goes first. Let's not hold you or you. Warden and Prospector are both relatively strong, though. Did get our Mangler Trap nice and early. Okay, so, you know, a casual 6 power on the first turn, no big deal. Okay, so we do have some options, though. Obviously, my first inclination is to just, like, establish some bodies. We could throw down Devoted Guard and push the one robot behind the food bag. That food bag's very important to us. The other option we have is get the Mangler Trap set nice and early, push that guy behind that food bag, and double tap one of the others, and that way they only actually have one guy up who can attack. That doesn't leave me in a great position. I guess whoever we push is going to lose 2 attack permanently, too. I think that's what I'm going to do. So we'll shove you, nuke your attack, we'll double tap you, and then we'll just hope that he doesn't have any huge buffs. Do I want to scrap anything? I don't think so. I think we're... All of these guys potentially have reasons to be played. Alright, I'm all about you making defensive plays right now. That is totally fine. Hey look, more razors. Who would have thought? Beast Call is not what I was looking for. We might scrap that. A shot or a double tap would be pretty good, because we could do that and also play one of our 3-drops. Pull would also be pretty good for nuking somebody's power. I think we're gonna... Okay, mark target is not what I wanted. So I guess we just play the Stalwart and hope that they don't have... I mean, because obviously this is pretty good in this situation. It doesn't take a lot for them to push this over into killing my Stalwart, though. Okay, trying to open up space in that row. That's interesting. It's kind of what I figured. Mark target may be actually very relevant here. So Burning Brand turns off... The push removes 2 power. So we could mark you, send the 4/4 over to kill you. Not totally ideal. But, because it leaves our taunt guy with 1 health, obviously. But it deals with you, and then the Burning Brand makes the other guy a 0/1, and then we still have 2 power left that we can't use for anything. Except, I guess, setting down cover so that we can place a guy behind it next turn. The other option is what? We could scrap something. What would we be looking for? Bolster's not good. Camouflage is not good. Double tap, shot, and pull would all be fine, though. Hey, if we lose one of these for a bolster, I'm going to feel really bad about it. I think the plan as I just spoke it there is reasonable enough. So anybody can attack you, then we remove your power. Then we just put down a barricade right here. Somebody can jump behind that next turn. Yeah, that's kind of what I was afraid of. Also, that's a concern. Living battery is a pretty good way of dealing with that. You know, pull definitely helps. It's a shame it leaves him with 3 power, though. Like, that's a lot. It's an amount I'm uncomfortable with him having. It's still something. And now he's very exposed, but... So we can play our Demolitions Expert. I think I like that. I think Demolitions Expert here. And then... Is it Black Star Oversteer or Warden? The Warden's less likely to die. The extra point of power on the on this guy doesn't matter too much because you often want to be attacking blank spaces near enemies instead of directly attacking enemies. So I think it's going to be the Warden. We'll throw the Warden out just to have something threatening, and we might get hit in the face for 3 here. Which would not be the end of the world. Ooh. An attack there with Blast is real strong. That does not make it worse. That makes it slightly worse. Ooh, Overcharge. Oh yeah, interesting. Okay. Well, I think we're in pretty good shape here. So we attack there to kill that guy without taking damage. A solid blast, and we get a hope out of it. And then... with 8 energy, what we probably want to do is play another guy, then play Black Star Overseer. So I'm thinking, like... we don't have a lot of space left on our board, unfortunately. I'm thinking, like, Revolutionary up front, attack with the 3/2, and then Black Star or the 3/6, and attack with put the Overseer in front of that. Obviously, we'd lose less damage if we could block that guy instead, but we can't, so... And then, do we want to throw a bolster up on somebody, or do we want to... does it make sense to scrap? Probably not. We probably don't want to be reducing the number of turns we get to draw. I think I'm just going to hold the bolster, even though that's like a little bit energy inefficient. Blast is really good against these small drone configurations. We don't really benefit too much from playing the stealth card, so we're going to kill this guy, which we could do with a whole bunch of our people. Let's just do it with you. And then we go face. We could move the Demolitions Expert to let the Warden in front, but I kind of like... yeah, I kind of like having you up. Let's just go face. We'll play the Sniper behind here. We will... doesn't really help us to stealth anybody, right? Because stealth units can attack enemy units regardless of the enemy unit's position, but they can't attack while they're behind things. Because that's what Sniper's for. I kind of think we just pass with 5 energy up. It seems... It feels weird to do that, but... You know what? I'm going to stealth this guy in the hopes that they're slightly less likely to be able to kill him. Or maybe I just drew a kill spell his way because now it looks like a 2-for-1. I guess we'll find out. Yep. Okay, cutter, not a big problem. So we do this. That breaks his barrier. Then we just double tap him. And we don't quite have lethal plus the food because of the fact that not everybody gets to attack. So we face, get the food. And then, do I even want to play anything? I kind of think I don't want to expose any more units to danger. We'll just move you into an attacking position and pass. He would have to have something pretty phenomenal to survive here. Okay, so who do we want to get the kill? I guess the Demolition Expert is not a bad one. Obviously, Warden with 4 power is pretty amazing. Man, I think it might be the Warden, actually. Because again, like, this guy's whole thing is not actually directly attacking enemies so that he doesn't take damage. So yeah, let's do it that way. We'll have you tee it up and you get the kill. Okay. 11 food, an assault rifle. This is the fight thing, not an actual gun thing, but we can dismantle it for salvo. I'm going to dismantle it for salvo. Salvo's a phenomenal card. And 11 food, that's a big deal. That's exactly enough food to make it to the food node. Unless we heal people. Alright, hold on. Let's take our level up. Push, camouflage, mark. I am inclined to say that mark target is the right option. Partially just because it's new card, new fun card, and I like new fun card. And are we dropping a bolster? I think bolster doesn't really play all that well with our tool set. Field camouflage is also a possibility, I think. Unit gains stealth. Like, how useful is that? It does make it easier for my blast units to survive on the table, so creatures are not able to attack them. I'm going to drop one of the bolsters for now. It's also possible that Beast Call should go. It's not a bad card, but it's not very good in our deck. Can we afford the heal node? We don't really need it. And I'm afraid the answer might be no, we cannot. Okay, 17 batteries worth of stuff. That's not bad. Alright, the outright at the sound of the alarms, pursued by a gang of feral attackers armed with spears and guns. So not like that feral, not super feral. It's a little feral. The fact that both of our stalwarts are injured already is a real shame. Let's bring in the Hitman, and also Signal Bearer's kind of not great in our deck. The only way we really have of generating armor is that one Union Sapper. I will just bring in a Raider. At some point I decided 14 was the correct number of guys. Yeah. Do we want Mark Target and Burning Brand? I'm gonna do it. Okay, so we get to go first. Hard not to lead with Union Sapper. The hope is erect cover in front of our next turn and then just generate a ton of armor so it's super hard for them to kill us here. And I don't think we want to scrap. So, boy, you sure do play a lot of cards every turn. Oh. Salvo is a pretty good draw, so we're gonna mark target, and then salvo. We generate 2 hope, clear the opponent's board. We did unlock some rows. They now have more places to play people, which is a little bit of a shame. And it's looking less and less likely that this Grenadier is going to be a part of a valuable strategy for us. Ooh. Well, we have a push in our hand. Or we play Mark and Burning Brand and just kill him instantly. You know, that guy's going to be kind of hard to deal with otherwise. I think I'm okay with that. I think I still do want to put up the cover. Okay, we're going to get to the point here where we can no longer just kill all of their units every time they play anything. A push is pretty good, though. It buys us a little bit of time on that guy, and then... I don't really want to trade out. I guess we have enough armor that we don't have to. I think we might play Company Agent this turn, so even if they do have stuff to trade their Black Scalegram with him, we at least got some benefit out of playing him, because something will come down absolutely huge. I think that's probably the right play. And they do have to actually work to kill him, which is certainly a benefit. Or maybe he goes to my face and doesn't actually even get through to my health. Oh, well, now he could get through to my health. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's pretty good. So am I taking 13, or... They'll probably still trade for the 4-5, yeah. Okay. I was about to say, there are a couple of cards we could draw that would just cause us to win immediately. That was one of them. And I really, really like Union Sapper with a Blessing. That's awesome. This is going kind of alright, except I'm a little worried about the number of wounds we're accumulating. Alright, that's a ton of food, which is great. Let's check out this skyship. The sphere reminded us of the fallen star that had sent us on our journey, but was much, much larger. Hold on a second. List of unlocks. We unlock the spider by leaving a follower behind at the fallen star's sibling. So if we're given an option to leave a follower behind, we should probably do it. Okay. Only a few of us, so it took almost 2 days to dig into the hard ground. Eventually we unearthed the metallic sphere. I'm going to send in Inky. Inky was eager to brave the dangers. After a while, we heard cheers and howls from the inside. Our junior vanguard had found some good loot. Their mission had been a complete success. That is a complete success. 3 armor. When a card is scrapped, regain 1 energy once. Wow. Okay, apparently that's not... Either I just didn't pick the right option there somewhere, or that's not how that event works. Well, I will absolutely swap this in, because we were mostly using that other thing for the armor. So that's a big deal. And at this point, we have enough food and hope. We can afford to do an extra node, and I think we probably need to. We got to power up as much as possible early on here. Okay. The unsettling noise of plasma weapons. We're about to have a boss fight, and we're in pretty good shape right now. So part of me wants to just wait for the fighting to end, but I also don't know that we can afford to not get stronger. We're gonna get in a fight that will maybe make me sad that we got into it. For right now, just trying to maintain my numbers. I don't think we have enough people to be callously throwing people away. And this hand is fine. I probably don't want to hold the Beast Call. Field Camouflage on the Black Star Hitman, I guess is okay. Like, I don't know, man. Field Camouflage feels... We should maybe just remove this from the deck. Maybe Field Camouflage on the Prospector? I'm gonna keep it. Okay. They open with 5 power in a line. And we play like... Honestly, Prospector with Field Camouflage is maybe very good against that. I am unfortunately going to get hit for a bunch. But if he lives, he gets to attack here, kill this dude, and then blast damage kills that guy. And he doesn't need the cover because he's stealthed, right? So we just drop the cover over here for somebody else to use. I'm gonna get domed for 5 here, but only 2 of it's actually gonna hit my health. Armor is very important for sometimes you go second. Oh. Dick move. Okay, there's no way to make this work. Because obviously Demolitions Expert followed by double tap is fun, but we can't do that. We can mark the dozer and then do the attack we were planning to do. It's going to break my stealth, so the dozer will be able to counterattack us. Unless I play something in front of him. I'm going to do this. So we attack here. Yep, the blast does 3 damage to the dozer now. And then... Oh, actually, double tap is totally lethal. It means I don't get to play any other cards, though. Well, I get to play the Mangler Traps. Yeah, honestly, this is good. We'll just throw the Mangler Traps, like, up here. We could put it back there where they can't attack it, and it will just get its effect every time they move something, but honestly, I want them to attack it. And do we want to... There's no sense scrapping for energy. I guess I could have scrapped something to play... a 3-cost guy, but I think the Mangler Trap was what I wanted to play. Okay. So, when this guy destroys an obstacle, he gets +0/+2. An attack right here kills that obstacle, damages this guy, and breaks the shield on that guy. And then our guy goes back to a 4/3. I'm gonna scrap the bolster. Show me some damage. Okay, that's interesting. So if we play Salvo, we can still play Custodian and drop a rock in front of somebody. Like we could drop a rock here. So Salvo this row, then do that blast play, then play Custodian over here, drop a rock there. If this guy wants to get out from behind the rock, he has to move, and that triggers the Mangler Trap. It's not bad. Oh wait, hold on. Want to do this first because we want our man to be the one who destroys the obstacle. Okay. Is it better to just do this and let the 2/1 live? Then we could be attacked by the 2/1. But, yeah, maybe. This gets me another hope. It doesn't open up the row because I already opened up the row. And then maybe it's a different guy. Maybe we play Devoted Guard instead. Just try to not take any damage. My guess is this gets Devoted Guard killed, but if they don't have a kill for him, this is very high upside. And I'll tell you what, the Blast has already worked out better for us. Yeah, okay. The Blast has already worked out better for us than it did during my my last game. Okay, so... I think we just kill this guy with Blast to maintain control of the situation while we play 2 other guys. We actually don't want to play the Demolitions Expert. So we do this, we play like Warden. I actually left myself in kind of an awkward position here. So we don't have a lot of options as far as positioning goes. We could play... So we could play somebody back here. They'd be allowed to attack this and destroy it and get us a hope. Maybe we just play the Beast Call. It's going to fill most of the board with garbage beasts that we can then trade off easily for the robots that they play next turn. I think I like that, actually. And then my Discord is unmuted. Unprofessional. Problem solved. What did he do? He played a barrier. Well, oh hey, double tap's like extremely good here. Except that I was planning on these beasts dying anyway. Well, we are nowhere near lethal no matter how we slice this. I actually think I am just going to hurl 2 beasts at this. Because this does let me attack him for slightly more. than I otherwise would get to. We'll just hold the double tap. Note that double tap is inferior to shot in that it cannot target leaders. So that's a bummer. We'll drop the Union Sapper somewhere over here. We can put the beast back there and have him attack that thing. Oh, that triggers on my units too. Yep, it just says when a follower moves. Well, shoot. I'm going to put the Union Sapper down just in case something happens to our guy here. But honestly, I don't know that there's a lot of value in playing any other cards. This is looking like a pretty good situation. So I should just use this double tap to kill a rock then. Hope. Yeah, dude only has 4 health, so we should also kill another rock over here. You're not allowed to do anything useful. Okay, go get that kill. That went alright. That was pretty good. One more wound to add to the big pile of wounds, though. Wounded survivors with grim faces stared blankly at us, unsure what to expect. Could you guys help us? Wow, they really can. We signaled it was safe, and the settlers emerged from their cover. For our efforts, we received not only spare valuables, but also treatment of the wounds we got while defending them. So, 2 heals, 2 health on the Prophet. That's like, wow, 6 altruist points already. That was really good. We are definitely taking this level up. Show me this one and these 2. Okay. All followers suffer -1/-1, but your beasts get +1/+1 instead, so you're supposed to play beasts with this deck. Since we don't have any beasts, do I want to just take fetch instead? But to be perfectly honest with you, push is a little bit better here than it is in a lot of our decks. We don't currently have any beasts at all, right? I'm going to take fetch here. We might be playing into a beast linear, and then we may as well re-equip this. And I think we are going to pull the field camouflage. I think this is the least interesting card in our deck. Okay, let us push on to the boss. The boss? Let us push on to the boss, which is where that word ends. I feel better than I felt on either of our last 2 doomed attempts. Okay, vision strikes, still very, very bad. And he has cancel challenge, so I think we probably just pull the devoted guard. Let's just not even run any guys with taunt. And we can pull revolutionary back in instead. Yeah, I think that makes sense. This is very dangerous. I think I'd much rather face this one than the one that deals bonus damage to you whenever the leader plays an attack spell, because at least you have some ability to influence this one. So we could just play Ordnance Runner and then make cover. Obviously, Ordnance Runner doesn't need the cover. Union Grenadier was a really fun draw, though. I'm going to do that. We're going to go like this. Secure that food immediately. And then do that thing. Okay, hopefully she will play 2 scouts at the front row. Aw, too smart for me, unfortunately. Still, though, this is not a bad situation. So I think I am going to salvo the front row, because we do have to remove guys as effectively as we can. And it's a shame that we don't then get to play another thing. What's the alternative? We could scrap something. I'm looking for some kind of thing to play. We like scrap the bolster, looking for push or pull. Either one of which would turn the power. Would turn this guy into a 0/1. Does this require them to do damage? Yes, deals damage to the enemy leader. Alternatively, we can just play salvo, bolster our guy, swing for 5, and just like try to keep that damage up. It breaks down pretty quickly if he has almost any removal, but it also doesn't require me to get lucky. Alternatively, we could scrap something and play Ordnance Runner. You know, maybe that's exactly what we ought to do. Ordnance Runner is pre-stealthed and can take this guy out next turn. I guess the Stranger Thing is going to fire even if we don't kill him through normal damage. Well, it's still good to have a blast guy, but yeah, that does complicate things a little. Okay, a pair of Raiders. Which is definitely a thing you should be able to play on turn 2. It's a problem. Well, mark target helps. Actually, this is a really good time for Demolitions Expert. Because we could just attack with this guy right here and kill both of them. Yeah, so we just go to the opponent's face with you. I leave the 2-1 alive again, because we don't really have a lot of options on that one. I certainly don't want to lose any of my guys. We play Demo Expert, like here. And then we blast the holy hell out of these guys. That is a pretty annoying thing for me to do. I'd be very bummed out about that if I was on the other side of that exchange. And then, sadly, that 2-1's going to get me for 4 again. Oh, you have Vanguard in your deck. The boss of the first area has Vanguard with an effect that causes me to take extra damage whenever a creature hits me. Okay, well, at least he didn't do it right. I think I'm willing to lose my 1-1. Yeah, I think that was very worthwhile. Jesus Christ, Vanguard. Alright, if we're going to talk about playing Blackstar Overseer, I think we want to play Beast Call first, right? Please don't. Okay, I was gonna say, please don't put them all in the same row. Yeah, I like that a lot. So we have somebody attack this thing next round to open up space in that row for us to stand. We have enough energy that we can play Shot plus Mangler Traps plus Blackstar Overseer if that seems like the right thing to do. We're looking at a fair amount of damage on the table. That's not a big deal. We can destroy that. It does slow us down, like, very, very slightly. That's a bigger deal. We need a card to deal with that man. Please don't just attack me. Okay, that's probably better. Well, you sure do have a lot of cards all the time. So if we had a source of Mark, double tap would actually be lethal against that 6/5. We could scrap for it. We have two of our remaining 6 cards. Pull or push are both at least somewhat helpful. Fetch is pretty bad. The other double tap is okay. The other double tap does solve it. The other thing we could do is just play Blackstar Overseer and trade the 5/1 for their 6/5. If we're going to do that, obviously we send a beast into this guy first. Actually, that might be the right play. So, like, beast to trade with him so we don't feed you cards. Then this beast opens up this row. We play our good Warden. Or basically I'm debating how much I want to kill the Grandpup. My bet is the Grandpup just trades with the critter. I'm going to do this. Oh, you can't... Never mind, that doesn't actually work. Well, that being the case... Maybe we play it anyway? If we play Blackstar Overseer here and just move this guy out in front, I guess they'll trade the 1/1. Yeah, that's bad. That's a bad. I have done it a bad upon us today. So a scrap for anything but fetch is pretty good. Or at least mitigate some of the damage. So I think I'm actually going to scrap the mangler traps. I think I want to hold the removal. As much as I like the mangler traps. Okay. So we do this. Does it? Okay. I was kind of curious whether the push would still count as a move, even if it doesn't actually move him. It doesn't, but that's fine. So we've set up double tap for next turn. And I don't move you. You just destroy this, I think? Right, we just open that back up, and then we probably take a little bit of a beating here. I guess the 6-5 no longer attacks cleanly into the 4-6. That's a trade now. So that we still did do something here. And then if he doesn't take that, we have the double tap. But my suspicion is, yeah, he's just going to go to my face with both creatures. Which sucks. Okay, that's cool. That's a total waste of a card. Oh, wow, that's a total waste of a card. Oh, that's right. Marked and Taunt are mutually exclusive. So putting Taunt on that guy unmarks him. Alright, we're going to pull you. Oops, I don't have my thing down. Darn it. What am I braining today? Alright, so we're going to double tap you. We're going to shoot you. And then I'm going to be sad. We're going to have to use Blast to kill this guy, probably. I could have shot him, I guess, but, like, the enemies we killed with our removal spells were definitely more important to kill. Creature, like, roughly even creature trades are advantageous to us because we don't have vision strikes and they do. We play our Prospector so that we have a source of blast, so that we can be a little threatening. Or do I just play Blackstar Overseer? Because, like, we're kind of on the clock a little bit here. Like, spending too much time trying to set up the Blackstar Overseer is probably bad for us. And I'm playing with those push effects like I played the Mangler Traps, because I thought so much about playing the Mangler Traps. Interesting. Okay, well, push is not bad. Push makes that guy not able to do stuff anymore. We have a real easy kill here, which I think we should take. And then I think the Prospector behind this. No, we put the Union Grenadier back behind this. We play the Sweeper behind the Prospector. Because the Prospector is potentially going to be able to gain extra damage. Yeah, I feel okay about that. How are we doing on deck size? 3 cards here and 5 cards there. So we're not too close to taking damage yet. We're representing an awful lot of damage on the table now. And we've run this guy out of cards. We took a ton of damage here. Like, way more damage than we can afford to just take. Mark target's awesome. We attack here. I can't. Okay, well, I can attack here. Does that help? If I can't do that the way I wanted to do it, then probably what we do is just do this instead, right? And then we can safely kill this guy with either of you two. I don't know that it matters too much who to do that, so that we don't have somebody sitting at 1. We get you for a lot. And play a Raider right here. And then also, like, just somebody in front of the 4-1, because the 4-1 is now getting a little too likely to die. Maybe that should have been a Warden. I don't know. It's fine. Alright, it looks like we're going to get through the first area. I don't want to speak too soon. That Untouchable, obviously, is a lot better earlier on. Who wants a Blessing? It's probably Stealth Guy, right? Yeah, I think that makes sense. So Raider and Stealth Guy. Picked up 3 Zealots. The Stranger is potentially deck worthy. Maybe. I don't much like the Fanatic. And a bunch of food, some stuff. 3 wounds and 12 health lost is a big deal. That's a big, big loss. Alright, let's go to the market and sell off our garbage, which we have a ton of. 79 batteries. Man. Is there anybody really exciting here? Okay, dedicated miner's fun. There's a couple of cards I don't think we've seen before. Start of your turn, after drawing, discard a random card, but he's a 6/5 for 4 with overwhelming. Fury, neighboring followers gain shielded and barrier. Wow, you're good. Yeah, we're taking that protective priest for sure. Raj General's not bad either. He's pretty cheap to buy. Oh, we should buy the Untouchable even if we don't intend to run him because he's a Technopath. We've seen a couple of times that having a Technopath in the party is really valuable for events, and they don't seem to be terribly common. So let's buy the Untouchable. Let's buy the Protective Priest. We'll think about these two. I don't know. Guerrilla Fighter's not bad. Dedicated Miner's probably... that's a buy. Let's just do that. Alright, let's go do events in the city while we still have batteries. Then we'll figure this other stuff out. Let's... Explore the city is just scholar points, but we have a scholarly run going so far. I'll take that. At the cells, we can explore the area. I don't think I want to hire help because I'm not sure what we get. I guess we have a lot of batteries, though. Maybe just like pushing for a ton of people in our caravan really early on. That was expensive. That's a pretty good guy, though. It says reduce the cost of your cards by 1. Does that mean just in the convoy hand? Because the rest of the effect is about units? Or is that all of the cards I'm holding? Because if it's both hands, that guy's very good either way. Cast Overseer is super fun. Soldier seems real good. Honestly, this was great. Shock Recruit. Shock Recruit's a winner. That was maybe worth our 40 batteries. That was maybe like really worth our 40 batteries. We go to the palace. Nope, I didn't mean to click that. I was clicking too fast before I saw things appearing. Well, we've never actually done that option where we leave a guy. So now we know what it does at least. 20 batteries, jewelry, which gives... Okay, silver bullets is not bad. That's a cool effect. A target marker, which causes your guys to gain sniper. I was kind of hoping this would be a thing that gives marked. Ah, okay, but it dismantles into a card that gives marked. A pretty good card, actually. See, that seems great. And then machine gun. Oh, machine gun. Oh, sweet machine gun. I don't know that we do want to dismantle this. I think we might hold on to this until we have a second weapon slot, or maybe, what am I talking about, unequip the trench shovel immediately. It was a misclick, but it might actually have been the right move. Alright, I love you, trench shovel. We have another weapon slot. We'll re-equip you when it becomes sensible to do such a thing. And now we have 27 batteries left, so... We could buy our Guerrilla Fighter. Yeah, I think I'm going to buy the Chieftain, and then we're just going to move on. I want to make sure we have enough batteries to level up, but we're already at 35 people. Oh, you know what I should probably have thought about was food money. Well, we could sell a luxury to buy food. If we do that, we will not have level up batteries. But I screwed up. We should definitely buy food. Oh, there's a rocket launcher? Rocket launcher's pretty good. Okay, well... So what do we want to sell? Advantageous Position, I think, is probably the weakest of the effects. Hazardous Position is fine. We're trying to spend 25 batteries, so I guess it doesn't really matter too much which one. Like, the price difference is pretty small. We'll sell you. We'll buy ourselves 28 food worth of fruits, which will give us a good run early on. We have a ton of hope. I think hope's not going to be that much of a problem. Alright, and now we need to consider our food situation, our healing situation. So if we're going to heal... How much health am I missing? 18. So 2 follower heals and 3 leader heals gets us to a pretty good place. If we're going to take 2 follower heals, I want to heal my stalwarts. So that's 5 cards right there. And then, like, the company agent. And I think that actually puts us in a pretty good spot. Yeah, that's 6 cards. Okay. It bums me out that we dropped just 1 food below a quantum there, but I'll take it. Where are we at? 55 minutes? You know what? This is probably an okay place to stop. Let's pick our next map. So, machinists and an automated refinery out here in the mountains, or rusters in the desert. Rusters tend to be very heavy on the low toughness guys, so this might be the way we want to do this. I mean, the downside is that we're not guaranteed a special location. I don't know if the automated refinery... Is that a thing we've seen before? Maybe we should go this way for the special encounter, because some of those give pretty good loot. Yeah. As much as I would love to use Blast against the Rusters, so we've seen it's quite good, let's go this way. Everybody plays low toughness guys, so I like the fact that it's off in the difficult terrain. That bodes well for us getting some decent loot. There are a couple of ways we could route this. Yeah, man. We definitely have to go for that, which does make this awkward. We could plan to, like, wrap around like that. Not totally ideal. Yeah. This probably leads in that direction, and we could maybe pick up some food here, but we don't have a lot of stuff to sell. I don't know. Fortunately, I don't have to, because this right here is where we're going to leave it for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Come back next time. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, later today, no promises, but soon. Come back next time real soon to see how exactly we route our trip through the mountains, and whether we can maybe even make it past the second map. And we'll see you then.